Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great. If you're new here, my name is Couscous. Welcome to the Get Ahead family. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for always supporting the channel and for watching all my videos. Today's video is specifically for Chevening scholarship applicants. If you had applied for Chevening scholarship and you were selected for interview, congratulations. Let me know how your interview went in the comment section. I know that all of you are expecting feedback from Chevening, and I'm sure that in the coming weeks or months you're going to get feedback from your interview. Now, you may be tempted to just sit down and wait expecting Chevening outcome, and you wouldn't even know that time is going, time is running. Time waits for no man actually. So this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what you should do while waiting for your Chevening interview outcome. Okay, usually after Chevening interview outcome, you have to do a lot of things that you might not even have enough time to do. I made a video earlier sharing all the steps that conditionally selected applicants have to go through until the final award letter and arriving in the UK. I'm going to link that video here so that when you're done watching this video, you can go and watch that video in preparation for your Chevening outcome, knowing that you're going to be a scholar, because you watching me right now means you're putting in the work and you will get the best. I wish you all the very best in your Chevening interview outcome. Now, back to this video. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys all the things you should do in preparation for your outcome and all the things you should do to help you in this process. Before we do that, if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, come on, you should subscribe to the channel, because here I share all information on study abroad tips, especially for those international students going to the UK, and I also offer personal consulting services. If you need my personal assistance, if you need my professional service, you can click the link in the description box to take you to my bio where you can book my services. Now let's get right into this video. The first thing is to ensure that you get your unconditional offers. Chevening gives you 3 options. Chevening allows you to apply to 3 different universities so that you would have options. And I wouldn't expect that you would be sitting down folding your arms and awaiting the Chevening outcome or your Chevening interview outcome before you seek to secure your unconditional offer of admission. Why am I sharing this? This is because there was an applicant last year who was conditionally selected for Chevening scholarship but couldn't meet the Chevening unconditional offer deadline. As you know, Chevening has a timetable on their website where you are informed of all the dates, the significant dates, and what is going to happen, the timeline, and most important activities for the Chevening program. Now, after your interview outcome, there is a deadline for all conditionally selected scholars to submit unconditional offer of admission. You cannot get 3 unconditional offers, at least get 1. Now, somebody will say, what if the university I applied to is not giving me unconditional offers because of maybe deposits or English language requirements? I'm going to share what you're going to do much later in this video. So first of all, try and get your unconditional offers before your Chevening interview outcome. That way, when you see the outcome, you will not be running helter-skelter because there's no time to do all the things you have to do. So usually, Chevening interview outcome is announced between June and July. Now, July and August is summer in the UK, and most academic staff, most university staff usually take their leave on this period. So during this period, you will find out that your emails are not responded to in good time. You will send emails and these schools are not responding. That's not because they don't want to respond. It is because most of their staff are on leave, and the few staff on ground, they have a lot of work to do. If you do not get your unconditional offer now, then there's a possibility of missing your deadline that Chevening will give you. So please go ahead and ensure that you get your unconditional offer so that when you get that outcome, that successful interview outcome, you will not have any reasons to stop you from being finally awarded the Chevening scholarship. Now, one of the most frequent reasons of Chevening applicants not being able to secure unconditional offers is usually the requirements for payment of deposits. Universities would ask you to make a deposit payment to secure your offer before they can give you a conditional offer. Now, as a Chevening applicant, you would likely be waiting for Chevening interview outcome before you go ahead to know that, okay, this is the university I want to go to. And you also need an unconditional offer for you to secure the Chevening scholarship. So it's like the school is dragging you this way, Chevening is dragging you this way, but you need to meet this requirement. I'm going to use my experience, okay, to tell you or give you tips on what you can do. So during my time, after I had gotten a conditional offer from my universities, the two outstanding conditions were for me to submit my English language test certificate, Ielts, and also make deposit payment. I was not going to use my money to make any deposit, because if you use your money to make a deposit for any university, that money will not be refunded by Chevening. Chevening is a fully funded scholarship, so that means they are going to take care of all the bills. So if you go ahead of them to make payments, that money is gone. It's not going to be refunded, okay? So when you are unable to secure an unconditional offer because of failure to pay deposit, what I did was I sent the university an email. Dear so and so, thank you so much for your email and thank you for giving me a conditional offer into my course. I am not going to be a self-funded student. This is because I have applied for funding. I've applied for Chevening scholarship and I have gone for interview. At this period, I am awaiting the outcome of my interview. I am positive about a favorable outcome, and I would request that you give me an unconditional offer. I would request that you issue me an unconditional offer. This is because Chevening requires that I present an unconditional offer before I am given a final award letter. In essence, it is important that you issue me an unconditional offer so that I am able to secure my funding position with Chevening. I'm giving you guys my email. You don't have to say all the things I have said. You don't have to use the words I have used, but I'm just giving you guys a clue so that you know how to go about it. If they insist that you should pay a deposit because, oh, maybe a deadline is passed or they are not sure if you're going to be given a scholarship, then I would advise you to start applying to other universities. Remember, you have 3 options in the Chevening application. That means if school A does not give you an unconditional offer, school B will give you or school C will give you. Chevening gives you options. So I'm sure that if you send that email to the university, even if 1 or 2 does not give you, you will be able to secure at least 1 unconditional offer. Now, talking about English language requirements, currently English language requirement is no longer a condition for Chevening application. Now, you may see some universities asking you to submit your English language test certificate, and clearly you do not want to write this test, or you haven't written this test and you do not want to write this test. First of all, you should apply to universities who do not require Ielts. Otherwise, if you apply to universities who need Ielts, you should ask for alternative requirements. Send them an email. Oh, I see that there's an outstanding condition on my offer letter, which is to provide an English language test certificate. I believe that I am qualified to take on these studies without having to provide an English language certificate. This is because you go ahead and list your alternative. So if a university insists on you providing Ielts certificate, all you need to do is go to their website and check for alternative requirements. Usually, most universities in the UK allow students to use alternative requirements to meet their English language test certificate. It could be your secondary school certificate, it could be your high school certificate, it could be a letter from your previous institution certifying that you were taught in English and that you are fluent in English. So explore all those options so that your English language requirements can be waived and you can get an unconditional offer. Another thing you have to sort out is your accommodation. I know that it might be tempting or for you to say, oh, when I get my Chevening outcome, I'm going to arrange accommodation. No. Student accommodation, especially university accommodation, go out very fast, and you should endeavor to arrange for your accommodation. Apply to your university for student accommodation, and then if they make you an accommodation offer, accept the offer and let them know that, oh, you're likely to. In fact, most universities you would apply, but you won't get an accommodation offer until much later in the year. It is advisable for you to apply and get a student accommodation before the deadline. I know a couple of students who have messaged me that, oh, they missed the university accommodation application deadline and what can they do? I have an answer for that. Thanks to Amber Student for sponsoring this video. Amber Student is a platform that provides student accommodation in up to 25 countries of the world, including UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, and lots more. All you need to do is go to the link in the description box, visit Amber Student website, register your interest signifying the kind of student accommodation that you need, and they are going to reach out to you to provide you with options closer to your university, okay? So you don't even have any worries. Challenges that you may be facing as an international student securing an accommodation that is outside your university. Once you use Amber Student platform, they take care of these challenges. Challenges like finding a guarantor, challenges like paying up to 6 months, they take care of that and they make it very seamless for you. Once you identify a property you would like to take, they will help you prepare all the documentation, you will make your payment, and then you can conveniently arrive in the UK or in any other destination that your school is and resume your accommodation. You don't have to go through fraudulent hands, you don't have to risk paying money and not getting an accommodation when you arrive in your school, because as an international student there's a very high risk that you may be engaged in fraudulent transactions online, especially when they identify that you are just new to that location. So make use of Amber Student website to secure your accommodation and thank me later. Now let's go to the next point. I like to talk about finances. Get your finances ready. Guys, I know that most of you say, oh, Chevening is a fully funded scholarship. Yes, I say that too. Of course, Chevening is a fully funded scholarship. However, there are so many things that you will need to do with money. There's a test that some applicants have to take, applicants from certain countries, before you apply for your visa. That is a tuberculosis test. Tuberculosis test is about 50-something thousand naira. That is about $100. That is give or take about $100. So if you are from Nigeria and other countries that UK requires that you take a tuberculosis test, it will be advisable for you to save up some money, because you will have to use your money to pay for the tuberculosis test, and then Chevening will refund you later. However, Chevening refunds usually come between January and February of the following year. You will need your own money to take care of the bills for tuberculosis test. Apart from that, before you travel, you're going to buy items, especially somebody like me. I bought food items, Nigerian food, food stuff, and I took it to UK. That cost me money. It was not cheap. In fact, the food items I bought lasted me up to 10 months of my time in the UK. That cost me money. It wasn't cheap. I know somebody will say that's up to you. Yes, that's up to me. So if you are somebody that you know that you're going to buy food items, Chevening is not going to give you that money. So you're going to use your own money, your own savings for that. When I arrived in the UK, as a Chevening scholar, Chevening will give you your arrival allowance. Your very first payments will be made with the arrival allowance, the first month of resumption and the second month of resumption. This is just so that you can settle in properly before you are able to open a bank account in the UK, because they are going to give you a cash card from your home country, deposit your arrival allowance, your first and second month of payment of stipend. However, you will not be able to spend that money in your own country until you arrive in the UK. Yes, this money is going to be a lot of money, and you think, oh my god, this is a lot of money, it's going to be enough. Yes, it's going to be enough if you use it wisely. Remember that once you get that first payment, you are not going to be paid again until 2 months is over. You know, when you get that money, you think it's a lot of money. Yes. However, if you spend it without even paying attention to the fact that you are not going to be paid again until usually December, because if you arrive in September, Chevening will pay you September, October, and then you get your next payment in November. However, if your school resumes in October, Chevening will pay you October, November, and arrival allowance. So if you arrive in school 1st October, you will not get any other payment until December. Think about that. It's a very long time. So you need to manage your resources. For somebody like me, when I arrived in the UK, I needed to get a laptop and I also needed to get another phone. I did not get them with Chevening money. I got them with my money, with my savings. Okay, so imagine if I did not have savings and I now use all the money Chevening paid me to go and buy a laptop. I would be hungry. I would definitely be hungry. So please get your finances right. Save up because you will need some money to settle in. I'm not saying that the stipend that Chevening is going to give you is not going to be enough. I'm just saying always have a plan B. You don't know the kind of things you're going to need to settle in, and you don't know how much they cost. If you want to know about cost of living in the UK as a student, please, I'm going to link the video here so you can watch. I have a lot of videos on that so you can watch and calculate, especially starting from the accommodation, because accommodation is usually the most expensive expense that you're going to make. You can now decide to budget other things like transportation, food, and leisure. I'm going to say this, it might not really sound nice to you, but I'm just going to say it. Chevening scholarship gets up to 60,000 applications a year and even more, and then you are shortlisted for interview. Congratulations that you made it to the interview, because it wasn't an easy race. Now, after being shortlisted or after having your interview, candidates are still going to be shortlisted, those who passed their interview. I usually advise applicants to source for alternative funding, apply for other scholarships, reach out to your university, ask them if they have alternative funding. Do they have bursaries? Do they have grants? Do they have scholarships that you can take advantage of? Just so that if Chevening application comes out and it is a love letter. So my colleagues usually call the Chevening rejection email love letter. If you get that love letter from Chevening, what are you going to do? Your life is not going to be over. God forbid. That is not your portion. So that is why I'm telling you this. Start sourcing for alternative funding. Start applying for other scholarships. Reach out to that your university that you applied for and ask them if they even have alternative funding. On the other hand, prepare for self-funding. For instance, I used to tell people, you don't have to go to school with a scholarship. This is because you can actually self-fund if you plan your finances properly. Let me give an example. You apply to a university whose tuition is £15,000. Usually the first payment might be £5,000. That's the deposit. Let's say you make the deposit. Usually they will give you like a deadline, especially if you're a self-funded student and you're maybe from Africa. They have country-specific scholarships. They have continent-specific scholarships as well. Now, they even have gender-specific scholarships. You just need to ask, because if you do not ask, you will not know. So go to your university website, go through their funding options and see which one that you can apply for, so you can apply for it, okay? Usually a university would say something like, oh, if you make your first deposit before so and so deadline, you'll be qualified for this scholarship. If you haven't gotten emails telling you about fee waivers or scholarships or percentages off, then you should ask your university, oh, as a self-funded student, how many percent off of my tuition will I get? How much scholarship can I get as a self-funded student? Some universities give up to £10,000 off if you're a self-funded student. That is a lot of money. That means if you pay £5,000 for your first deposit, £10,000 is waived. That means all you need to do is source for money for your accommodation, and that's a really good deal for you, I would say. Then apply to other universities as well. If you look at the universities that you applied for and you find out that their tuition fees were a lot and you're expecting Chevening interview outcome, because you do not know what your outcome would be, I would advise that you apply to other universities whose tuition is a bit less, so that in case of any love letter, you can go ahead and self-fund yourself to the UK, okay? That also has a lot of benefits that you may want to take advantage. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has been helpful, do well to drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you are already doing while waiting for your Chevening interview outcome, and let me know if you have applied to other universities as well. Before I go, I would like to say that you should get ready for life as a student in the UK. Get ready, because gosh, like when that interview outcome drops in your mail, when you see congratulations, you have been selected, you have been conditionally selected, that joy will come. Yes, you will be very happy, and then it will also come with a lot of requirements. You will need to turn in your conditional offer of admission on the specific deadline. You will need to fill some forms and return. You will need to start your visa application. It is going to be a lot. And for universities who start in September, like my university started on 14 September, I had to hurry up. Like, you don't have time. So I would advise that while you are preparing, while you are awaiting that scholarship outcome, start researching. What are the leadership roles that I can apply for? What are the leadership roles I can contest for? There are leadership roles like student ambassador, class representative, that comes with a lot of benefits. Student ambassador roles are usually paid. You can look into it and check the requirements and start getting ready to apply, because once you resume, it's always the first 2 weeks or 1 week would be induction, and after that a lot of things will happen. So many information. Start going through your courses, your modules. What courses would you like to take? Go through the content and see if you like them, because you also have a deadline to submit your course selection. Also, start checking out what it feels like living and studying in the UK. I have a lot of videos under study abroad content that you can watch and get the knowledge. Start getting to know your professors. Who are the professors offering this course? If you're going to be writing a dissertation, start asking yourself, what area would I like to research on? Because you also have a dissertation proposal deadline when you resume. Okay, my dissertation proposal deadline was in November. I resumed in September, and 8 weeks later I had a dissertation proposal deadline. Okay, I'm not saying that if you don't do these things you will not fare well in school. I'm only saying start the process. It will only make life easier for you when you arrive in the UK. Also, research on the kind of internship opportunities you would like to apply for, the kind of part-time jobs you would like to apply for, and check what it takes to apply and what the deadlines are. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it has been helpful. Do not forget to click the link in the description box to book a student accommodation on Amber Student platform. If you have any questions, do well to drop it in the comment section. You can also book my personal consulting services via the link in my bio. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye bye. English language requirements. You should leverage on that. What the fuck? Before the Chevening interview deadline is this. Usually